I just got back from Disney. We went for spring break. We left on March 17th and we got back yesterday, which was March 22nd, and we had a great time when I wasn't trying to kill my sister and my brother. But it was wonderful and I enjoyed the very first part of my spring break. But now we're back home and I get to read again because I didn't get to read like at all while we were there. So I'm back to normal and schedule. Hey guys, it's Deborah. So today I'm going to be talking about my most anticipated reads of 2017. There's 7 on this list that I'm super excited to read and for them to come out this year. Some of these books have already come out because it is towards the end of March, and there's plenty of books that came out in January and February, so yes. Alright, let's kind of roll now. So if you do not previously know, because you haven't watched any of my other videos, I am a huge Cassandra Clare advocate. I love her books. And the most recent book the most recent series that she has been releasing is The Dark Artifices. I finished Lady Midnight, probably a year ago now. And I'm in desperate need of the sequel, which comes out May 23rd, which is called Lord of Shadows. I am extremely excited for this book to come out because this one ended in a cliffhanger and stuff. This series revolves around the main characters, Emma Carstairs and Julian Blackthorne. Yes, Emma Carstairs is somehow related to Jim Carstairs from the Infernal Devices. These characters are introduced in The Mortal Instruments. In the very last book, City of Heavenly Fire, they actually have split point of views with the main characters from the Mortal Instruments series, so you get introduced to them pretty early on. These characters have an insane storyline in here. This book takes place 4 or 5 years after the Mortal Instruments. Emma Carstairs' parents died in the Dark War, and the Clave basically says, oh, it's because Valentine and Sebastian and they all did this stuff, which is why they died. But really, she thinks that that's not the reason, and so she's trying to figure out what the actual reason is behind it and wants to solve the murder. And in this time, a larger mystery unfolds within it, and she's able to figure out this thing and try and figure out this thing. And there's a lot of stuff in here, and then there's like, you see, I just need the next book like yesterday. Yeah. So, the next book in the Dark Artifices trilogy is definitely on my list. The only Sarah J Maas books I've read are A Court of Thorns and Roses and A Court of Mist and Fury. And dang, these are good books. And dang, I need the next book in the series. A Court of Wings and Ruin stopped functioning properly. The next book in the A Court of Thorns and Roses series by Sarah J Maas is called A Court of Wings and Ruin. The cover looks like this. It's very beautiful. I like the theme that they're going with, the whole red, blue, green thing. Let's see what color the next one is. Basically, this book is a beautiful piece of artwork that you should read, and then read this one, because everything you feel in this book changes when you read this book. Please help me. I am drowning in my own tears. But yes, I need the next book in the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. Please deliver this immediately, Sarah J Maas. I can't wait like a month. My next anticipated release came out on February 7th, so yes, I do already own it, but I have yet to read it, so it's on my TBR somewhere. Next, actually. It is King's Cage by Victoria Aveyard. This is the 3rd book in the Red Queen series. Look how beautiful this cover is. It's shiny. I appreciate all of these covers very much. The main character, Miraboro, lives in a world that is divided by blood color. There's red blood people and silver blood people. Red bloods have normal powers, or they don't have any powers. They're like peasants. To silver bloods have special powers. They can control this or that and that. I don't really remember exactly everything because it's been like a year since I've read the book, so I'm a little rusty on that. Mare finds out that she can actually control lightning in a way that Silverbloods can, but that is not one of the normal Silverblood traits. So she is basically taken captive by the royalty and is like, and they're basically trying to figure out how this is possible. And she doesn't really know either because she's not experienced with this stuff. But she's trying to figure out what is going on with her and Red Queen. She's becoming betrothed to the prince, which is the brother of the one who's going to be king, that they can basically disguise the fact that she actually has silver, or that she's got red blood and silver powers, which is basically their whole goal. However, it doesn't work very well, and stuff goes down, and then there's a sequel, and then following the sequel, you need another sequel, so. But I loved reading the first two books when I read them last year. I'm excited. That's one of my anticipated reads of 2017. This one is very pretty. I appreciate it. Ooh, there's a sticker on here. Let's see if I can get this sticker off without ripping my entire book. Or making the cover not pretty anymore. Because that's always a problem. If you like scratch at the cover so much and then you got like nail prints and stuff in it. Beautiful. See, look how gorgeous it looks now. On January 17th of this year, Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth came out. This was a very anticipated read for many, many people because Veronica Roth's Divergent series is very, very loved. I read them all a very long time ago. It was like 3 or 4 years ago. And I reread the first one and I didn't really like it near as much as I had before. I feel like I overhyped it for myself, but that's beside the point. I'm excited to read her next book, even though I'm not very sure what it's about. I kind of want to go into this one without knowing hardly anything, but according to the back, which has got a couple quotes from the book, you assume I'm brutal because that's what you've heard, I said. Well, what about what I've heard about you? Are you thin-skinned, a coward, a fool? You're a Noavek? He said, stubbornly folding his arms. Brutality is in your blood. I didn't choose the blood that runs in my veins, I replied, any more than you chose your fate. You and I, we've become what we were made to become. So based on just that little blurb thingy on the back, it seems like this book revolves a lot around fate, I guess. I'm not entirely sure. And just by looking right here, it seems that there are two main characters. Yeah, and they are mixed between two different point of views, which is interesting. Hopefully she doesn't kill off one of the main characters when she does it this time. Salty still. It's been 4 years and I'm still salty. But yes, I'm excited to read this book. It has a very interesting and pretty cover, so it's very shiny. I like it. And the name is also interesting. I'm excited to read it. It'll get read eventually, hopefully this year. The next book I'm excited to read is the sequel to The Hidden Oracle, the first book in the Trials of Apollo series. The second book is called The Dark Prophecy. These are both by Rick Riordan. This series takes place in the Percy Jackson world, and here's Olympus world, and that world, and Magnus Chase, and every world that they're all involved in because they're all in the same world, and it's very confusing, but that's beside the point. So, Apollo is the main character of this series. He has been cast out of Olympus by Zeus because he did something that Zeus didn't like during the war. He knows all about the gods and everything, so he's basically a demigod without any power. After he's cast out, he ends up in this dumpster and is trying to find help, and he ends up meeting up with this girl named Meg, who's also like living in like a whole bunch of like bad places and stuff, and she basically saves him from these thugs basically who are trying to beat him up. In the past times that he has been cast out of Olympus, since he says that this has happened before, he has been bound to a demigod and has to serve them wholeheartedly until his like period of time is up and he's served his sentence. He has no idea what to do as a regular mortal that can die. Also, the chapter titles are written in haiku, which is very interesting. Basically gives you a little insight on what's going to happen in that chapter in a little haiku that's really funny. And he's very bad at poetry, so it works. So I'm excited for The Dark Prophecy, which comes out May 2nd. Adam Silvera has grown in popularity on BookTube recently. He is very known, I guess, to the BookTube community at this point now. He wrote History Is All You Left Me, which came out January 17th. It did already come out, but I don't own it, so I guess it's still anticipated. The cover looks like this. It is very pretty. I like the colors. It's blue. Basically, what I'm getting is this is like a very contemporary vibe, but Griffin is the main character, and his ex-boyfriend, Theo, moves across the country so he can do his thing and go to college, or I think something like that, and he ends up dating this other boy named Jackson. Theo ends up getting in this car accident or something and is killed, and Griffin and Jackson are both facing, are dealing with hard times because of this. They're not very happy, they're struggling to comprehend with this, and they're the only ones who understand each other's pain, but neither one of them is coping very well either way. So it sounds interesting. Maybe this will be one of the 2 or 3 contemporaries that I read all year, because I don't read a lot of them. I'm excited to read that one because it has been very popular on BookTube recently, and why not? This next book came out on January 31st and has blown up and become extremely popular since it came out. It is Caravelle by Stephanie Garber. Scarlett Jagna has never left the tiny island where she and her sister Tella live with their powerful and cruel father. Now Scarlett's father has arranged a marriage for her, and Scarlett thinks her dreams of seeing Caravelle, the faraway, once-a-year performance where the audience participates in the show, are over. So that's the carnival. It's called Caravelle. But this year, Scarlett's long dreamt of invitation finally arrives. With the help of a mysterious sailor, Tella whisks Scarlett away to the show. Only as soon as they arrive, Tella is kidnapped by Caravelle's mastermind organizer, Legend. It turns out that this season's Caravelle revolves around Tella, and whoever finds her first is the winner. Scarlett has been told that everything that happens during Caravelle is only an elaborate performance. Nevertheless, she becomes enmeshed in a game of love, heartbreak, and magic, and whether Caravelle is real or not, Scarlett must find Tella before the 5 nights of the game are over, or a dangerous domino effect of consequences will be set off, and her beloved sister will disappear forever. So basically what I'm getting from this is she has to save her sister, otherwise she doesn't get her sister back. It sounds very fantasy-ish. Excited to read it. Okay, it sounds good, and the cover is beautiful. Can you see this cover? It's so pretty. I've seen it in real life. It reminds me a lot of Carved Mark, to be honest. The covers are very similar, if I have to say so myself. Look at them. You see how close they are? Maybe they're not really close, but they remind me of each other. So those were all of my anticipated books of 2017. There are obviously more. There's one that's called Flame in the Mist that also sounds very interesting. The cover looks like this. It's very pretty, and I'm excited to figure out what all of these books are really about and talk about them in the future at some point, hopefully, because woo! And buy all of these books because I need more books. Having half of my bookshelf unread is frankly not enough. Those are some of my most anticipated reads of 2017. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to get notified when I upload new videos. I will see you guys later. Goodbye!